Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more time. Breathe in. Breathe out. Okay, before we start, we're going to talk about nerve gliding today. They've done it again. We were happy on eating Ben & Jerry's ice cream and binge watching our series, but they told us if we want to stay mobile, healthy, and aware in our later life, we have to exercise. So we got out, we started exercising, and they said, wait a minute, you can't just start exercising, you're going to rip all your muscles up. So what you have to do is stretch first and warm up your body. Well, now it turns out you can't really start stretching, you got to let your body know, and you do that by something called nerve gliding. What does that mean? Okay, so your nerves, your muscles, when you lean, they stretch and warm up, but your nerves, you can kind of think of them more like cables, so they don't stretch. But so what they have to do is they have to move through your body. When you move and stretch, your nerves move up and down your body. Now what can happen is they can get stuck in the soft tissue of your body, and then you get a pinched nerve, and then you start getting numbness and carpal tunnel syndrome and sciatica. And so you want to keep your get rid of those and keep your nerves moving. Now, what's that got to do with our qigong lesson? So what happens is if you just start stretching right away and the nerves haven't been told that they were going to stretch, when you stretch, you got to get a slight pinch, and that your muscles seize up because they think, oh, I'm getting hurt because I'm feeling pain. So what you want to do before you start exercising, of course, there's another level. You have to get your kind of oil your nerves. Okay. Now, luckily, you're just trying to get them woken up. So what we're going to do is we're just going to do a few quick movements with nerve gliding. It's called nerve gliding because you're trying to get it through. What we're going to do like an advanced form today, which is nerve flossing. So it's like your nerves are in your soft tissue and you're going to have one end pull back and forth and then you just pull. Now, the good news is when it comes to nerve gliding, you have to be as gentle as possible because we're just trying to get the nerves to move and start moving a little bit. Plus, you only do 5, 10 at the most because you don't want to irritate the nerves. So you're just trying to get them so they move. All right. So now we'll do a couple just to show you. There's like basically for every nerve in your body, there's like some nerve glides and there's like 10 of them each. So there's hundreds, but we're just going to do a couple for our arms because people often have problems with their hands, or if you have like carpal tunnel syndrome or whatever, you probably the person you're working with, your physical therapist or your doctor probably gave you like nerve glides, but they may not have mentioned it because it was only when I happened to, somebody mentioned it in a lesson and I started investigating it last week that I found there's this whole sub-science and sub-therapy about doing your glide. So what we're going to do is basically, we're going to start with a really simple one. Just going to put your hands out here and you're going to have one's going to be face down. Now the other one, you're going to put face up. So what you do is when you turn this hand face up, it's kind of, pulling the nerves toward it. And so what you do is you look away so that you can kind of think of there's a nerves that go from your hand to your neck. So when you turn this face up, you turn away. So it's pulling the nerve toward it and I'm letting the nerve go. And on this side, it's face down. So this hand's relaxed, but my neck now is turning and it's pulling the nerve on this side toward me. So it's just very simple. You're going to, as you turn over, you're going to just turn and look toward the hand that's face down. So, and since we're doing qigong, what we're doing is going to breathe in, breathe out, Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. So as you get a little warmed up, you can turn a little bit more, but basically the hand that's face down is relaxed. But the hand that's turning in your neck, you can try to turn a bit more. But we're only going to do like 5 each side, because this is just to get our nerves, make our nerves aware and our body aware that we're going to start moving. Okay, so they have different ones for different what do you call it, nerves. So for instance, you can stand here, push one hand down, and then pull the fingertips back and your shoulders down, and then lift it a bit away. So now this is pulling, obviously this is pulling the nerve toward this hand. So I'm going to lean my head toward that hand to let the nerve go down there. Then when I straighten this out and relax that hand, I'm going to pull the nerve back to my neck. So pull up. See, now this is a coordination one too. So when you turn your hand forward, pull your hand up, lean toward that hand, pull. So we're only going to 5, so that was 3. Away, pull my fingertips up, away, and one more. Lean toward the hand being pulled, relax the hand, pull it neck. Now we have to do this side, so you push your hand down, pull the fingers up, and then lift it back slightly until you can kind of feel that it's pulling on the nerve a bit. And then in that case, when relax the neck, push, you can think of it as your ears pushing the nerve toward the hand and the hand's pulling it. And now we relax our hand and we pull it back to our ear. So 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is, see, it's just very gentle. And like I said, you're trying to get it. So this can actually help if you have pain. But like I said, you have to work. We're doing it for releasing them, letting our body know that we're going to start stretching. Because what happens is if we don't, when we lean, like I said, the nerves tug a bit and then you can't bend anymore because your body seizes up. So you want to have it so that it's very relaxed. We're going to do one for our leg. Started bringing a chair to the lesson here. So this one is for your sciatica. So you just put your, so this one's, how is this different from stretching? So, well, we can do the standing one first because it makes it a little clearer. So what you're going to do is going to pull up, you see people when they're running, they start stretching. Well, what the difference between stretching is I'm really reaching. Nerve gliding is very relaxed. So what's going to happen is I'm going to pull my toes back, and that's trying to kind of pull the nerve down my leg toward my heel. So, and then I'm going to just curve my back and just lean toward my toe, right? Oh, sorry. No, I'm standing straight because I'm letting it go down. And then when I point my toe, that relaxes it, pushes the nerve back up, and then I'm pulling it up to my back. So your toe kind of goes with your head. And you're not really reaching. What you're just doing is you're gently, like we're pulling forward. That's like letting the nerve go up the back of my leg, and I'm pulling up my back by slouching up 5. And then usually, so we're here. So we're pulling back. So I'm kind of straightening up so my nerve can go down toward my foot. Now I'm relaxing my foot and I'm pulling it up my back. I'm pulling it down to my heel. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so, and you can also do this. This is, you have to have balance to do this. So you can work on your balance too. But the other thing you do is you just do this sitting. You sit in your chair, you put your hands behind. We're going to slouch. You put up your leg. So since I'm slouching, I'm pulling the nerve up toward my back. So my foot goes out to let it go. Now I'm going to pull my foot up and pull the nerve like down toward my foot. And now I straighten up. So basically your head and your toe go in the same direction. 2, 3, 4, 5. And now we can do the other foot. So they go in the same direction. This comes up, pulling my nerve to my foot, pulling my nerve to my back. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so we've done that. So you did that. So when you're going to do your stretches, you just sit down and you just do that like 5 times. This is the theory. I'm just trying to keep you up to date with the latest finds. All right, so that's nerve gliding, or because we're doing the thing with using the head and the toes to move. That's like a piece of floss. So they also call that nerve flossing. Okay, let's do our qigong. All right, so we're working on the stomach. So what we want to do is we're also trying to flush out in our lymph system any waste, and we're trying to also work on our core and massage our stomach, get some good stomach chi and get rid of any worry. And so we're going to do that by crunching. All right, but we're not just going to crunch. The way we're going to do that is we're going to lift our heels. So we're going to start. I try to give at least 2 levels to each thing. So level 1, you've got your chair, and you're just going to lift your knee. Now you want to try to lift your knee. If you have knee problems, none of these things should cause you pain, or if you have some discomfort, you can go to tell the discomfort cause. But what we're trying to do here is we're trying to lift our knee and crunch down, so we're kind of working our core and pushing out waste out of our core and getting blood to go there. Okay, so we're just going to go here. I'll go sideways. So we're here. 1. Told me. Okay, so the next level, so you can either stay with the chair. We're going to lift our knee again, but now what you're going to do is you're going to put your hands above your head, and you're going to touch your knee when you come down. Touch. Up. So this is also by lifting and lowering our arms, we're squeezing the lymph glands in our armpits. So we're flushing, besides flushing here, we're flushing in the lower body. So we're going to do the other side. So okay, now we're going to work the sides. We're going to squeeze this way, and we're going to be working our core and our lat muscles. Our core is more than just here. It's like the band all the way around. So what we're going to do is you're going to put your hands together. All right. Seems like you can't see. All right. Going to mesh your hands together. You're going to push up. Your feet are about shoulder width apart. So what we're just going to do is going to lean one way. Your back stays straight. You're not twisting because we're trying to pull and stretch the meridians. Pull them up. squeeze the muscles on each side, but we're extending the meridians and we're squeezing the waste out of our sides and trying to get some blood flowing. Okay, so you can either stay with that one, but now of course we try to do the next level down. So now instead of having your feet like shoulder width, you're going to go to a horse stance. You're going to drop down so you feel your muscles engaged. So we're working on lower body strength, and we're going to put our hands behind our heads, but we're going to do the same motion now. So it's kind of like you're trying to touch your elbow to your knee. Come back to the other side. You can breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. We'll do one more each side. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. All right. Now we're going to try to flush out the lymph glands. And so what we're going to do is we're going to go up and down. Move my chair away a bit. Okay, so swinging. So this also, it's working our armpits where our lymph glands are and down the sides of our body. But we're also swinging our hands, and that's pushing blood out to our fingertips. And so that helps if we have any kind of, we want to get enough blood out to our hands to keep them healthy. All right, so what we're going to do now is, this one's a little more vigorous. So we have our hands out, we're going to flick. So you think it gets more complicated. So you want to cover up your fingertips. That's where your meridians end, and you flick, and that kind of throws, once again, energy, blood, oxygen out to your hands, but it also stimulates those meridians that run up through your hands. Okay, so you're doing that. So that's one. Now, what you want to do is you can either stay with that. You want to, level 2 is you raise, you lower, and then when you flick, you come up. So you're flicking. Okay, and then if you have enough balance, when you flick, you can come up on your toes. Okay. So now finally, you can give a little hop. You can stay with whatever level that you're comfortable with. If you start being worried about your balance or something, just stay on that level that you feel like it's improving, but you're still safe. But the final thing is it's a speed form. So we're going to do 20. 4, 5, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And then shake your hands out. Just let everything go loose. All right. So what we're going to do is, remember, we're working on our stomach and our spleen. And so what we want to do is we want to purge any negative energy out. So we're going to do a cleansing breath. So you start, and there's a sound associated with each organ. So what do you say? Worry. The stomach's associated with worry. And then what do you say with it when you're worried? Oh. So you use that sound. That's the sound of the stomach. So you use that actually to purge the stomach, negative stomach energy. So if you have your hands, put your hands in your navel. First we'll just make the sound. So you're breathing in, and it's O. So it's oh. So it's a cleansing breath. So you breathe in through your nose, but you breathe out through your mouth. And you make a sound. You're trying to make your stomach vibrate. Oh. 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 Okay, so now you can put your feet a little bit further apart. So what we're going to do is, as we breathe out, we're going to fold because we want to kind of put pressure, squeeze our stomach. So you come up, you breathe in, and then as you make the sound, oh. 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 All right. We'll just do for a minute. When you make the sounds, you can actually make the movement more active. So you make the sound. Usually there's then a movement where you squeeze that organ, stretch that organ's meridians. There's an animal associated with it. We'll just quickly do that. First, if you want to work on your legs, you can sit here. We're going to be a monkey. So what you do is you're here. This is actually a movement you can step over. You have something you step over. I don't want to step on my phone. So I'm coming back. So I step over, come back. Keep my legs bent. I'm building up like here. See, I'm doing it slowly, so I have to maintain all my weight on one leg. Going back and forth. Then you have to do the other side too. Let's put this in the middle. So you're here. So this is an exercise all just by itself, building up your leg strength, building up the inside of your legs and your balance. Okay, so what's it have to do with monkeys? What we're going to do is going to come around. So we'll come up onto our right side. So all your weight's in the right side. It's slightly bent, and you're pushing your arm down, and the other hand comes up. So what we're going to do is we're going to step over, and then when we step over, we switch hands. This hand, it's like you're picking up something, like an egg or something small, and it's pulled back. It's a bird's beak, and this hand pushes down. So you step over, switch. So now step over, switch, step over, switch. All right, and so now what we're going to do is when you step over, when you switch, you breathe in, and then, oh. Switch over. Oh, these are coordination ones, as you see, because you step over and then you breathe in, you breathe out, and you make your sound. All your weight's on, in this case, we're on the right side, so all your weight's in your right leg, your other foot's just dotting, you're pushing, step over, all your weight's on your left leg, pushing down. Oh, okay, we're just going to do 3 more, but of course there's always one more level. Remember, we're a monkey, so we're going to jump over. So, oh, 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 oh. So there's a lot of different levels. Go with the one that you're comfortable or slightly uncomfortable with, because you just don't want to stay in your comfort zone all the time. But I try to give a lot of different levels because everybody's at a different level with their whatever their current body is. All right, what we're going to do is we're just going to do a little bit of gathering our energy together. We're going to do what's called a breathing exercise. It's called Pebble in a Pond. So your feet are about shoulder width apart. Your knees are soft. Usually when I do this, I usually have my hip because we're expanding our body and compressing it. All right, and I have my hips go up and down a little bit, so but not a lot. It's kind of like I'm breathing in. So I'm basically doing this with my body. Breathe in. So I'm going up and down a little bit, but what you can do is you can put your hands on your navel and then push them out till they're comfortable. So you're in a pond, someone drops a pebble in the pond. As you breathe in, the ripples expand. Continue to breathe in. When they get about halfway to your body, your hands come in. So you're here, you're making a circle, but you're not doing this. You're making a little circle in front of your body that starts in your navel, and then as you breathe out, you float across the pond back to the same position. Then you breathe in, breathe out. That's when I go up and down. So we're breathing in, breathe out. All right, so we'll just do 9 breaths. Here we go. So you're going to breathe in, breathe out. All right. Try to remember when you breathe in, tongue goes to the top of your mouth, breathe out, it drops down. Breathe in, doing abdominal breathing, stomach goes out, breathe out, it relaxes and comes back in. Breathe in, your shoulders are relaxed, your hands, you're not actually pulling your hands up because you're breathing in, that's expanding your body and it makes your hands move away. Then as you breathe out, they come back in. And your hands stay on the surface of the pond. You're trying to use as little muscle as possible so that we can gather the energy. In this case, we're using earth energy, which is yellow, so you can breathe in. Energy is flowing up your feet from the earth. Breathe out, it flows to the hands. You can let it then go into the water. Breathe in, breathe out. So when qigong and all the other exercises, you should have been doing abdominal breathing, but now we're also using visualization to move energy around our bodies. Breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. I'm going to do one more. Breathe in, breathe out. Now put your hands on your stomach. We're going to rub our stomach. In this case, I'm not mirroring you because you want your energy, your hands come up the right side of your body, go across, then go into your navel. So we're just kind of get the energy, pushing that energy into our stomach. Do it 3 breaths. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. One more. Okay, so now we're going to bring our feet back together. We're going to pull down the heavens again. You're going to reach up, breathe in, breathe out. You're gathering energy from the earth, from the heavens, and then you're washing it through your body. Breathe in, breathe out, and then body mind. And we clap because we did something good for our bodies and our mind. Okay.